The Altroz is Tata's latest, most modern and the best looking car yet. It will go up against the Hyundai i20 and the Maruti Suzuki Baleno. Now, when launched sometime next month, if it is priced significantly less than both the Baleno and the i20, then it will make for a really sweet deal. And we say that because, to begin with, the Altroz is based on a new modular platform called Alpha. It is lighter than what Tata Motors has been producing so far. The platform is also better built in terms of safety and overall stiffness. Needless to say, it meets all future safety norms in India. But you can't really see the platform or its underpinnings. What you can see is this beautifully designed car, and the uniqueness of the Altroz's design comes from its front end, which is more cliff-like instead of a sweeping thing that we are used to. Plus the flared wheel arches front and back, and this upswept shoulder line and these edgy tail lamps, all of it come together to give the Altroz a very purposeful, a very sporty and a very desirable aura. It has a decently large footprint too. It is wider than most of its competition, if not longer, and the wheelbase of over 2500 mm is comparable too. Plus, when you add the not so long hood and the negligible rear overhang to the equation, you get both a large boot that measures over 340 liters and good interior room. Now let's start at the rear, and the first thing that you'll notice is how wide this door opens. Now with that wide opening door and the seat that's not exactly low, it's very easy to get in and out of the Altroz. But that wide opening door means if you are short, it's quite a reach to get there, and that's more so at the front. Now, but once you're sitting inside, you'll find that the seat itself is quite comfortable. You have good thigh support, you have good back support, and the seat back angle is also it helps towards adding comfort. You have adjustable rear headrests, which again works well for safety and for comfort, and you get a central armrest. You can use that armrest, and so you can sit comfortably. Now, we said that the Altroz is a spacious car. It has low overhangs, it has a short bonnet, and all that means that you get good space on the inside. Now, the driver's seat is set to my driving position, and we've matched these two in terms of where they are placed, and then you can see how much more room there is in this car. I'm not very tall, I'm about 5'9", but even then I have more than a fist of headroom there, and shoulder room wise you can easily sit 3 people. Plus you get a flat floor, so that doesn't get in the way either. At the front, the driving position is agreeable, but the seat back design isn't very comfortable. Plus, with the seat in its lowermost position, thigh support is almost absent. Ergonomically though, the Altroz isn't half bad. The steering is well positioned, the gear shifter location feels natural, the floor pedals don't feel awkward, and all the buttons, including those for the power windows and the audio system and the climate control, fall easily to hand. The indicator and wiper stalks, however, do feel oddly high placed. In terms of equipment, this top-of-the-line XZ trim gets keyless entry and start, electric ORVMs and cruise control. It also gets a flat-bottom tilt-adjustable steering with controls for audio and voice commands. The driver's seat is height adjustable, there's a single-zone digital climate control system with rear AC vents, and you get a Harman touchscreen multimedia system complete with Bluetooth telephony, USB connectivity, and Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and it sounds fantastic. There's a full color driver information system, or DIS, as part of the instrumentation as well. The DIS looks good and it gives out decent info. The speedometer, however, looks boring and old school, which doesn't go with the car's overall design. Otherwise, the dash design looks good, it is clean, it is functional, and it is pleasing to the eye. Nothing seems out of place or forced. And it has umpteen number of storage spaces. There's some in the central console, there's some in the central armrest, then there's on the door pockets front and rear, and there's a large glove box which also cools. There are umbrella holders on both front doors as well. What we would have liked added, however, includes metallic outlines for the power window switches, a 60-40 split for the rear seat, turn indicators on the ORVM instead of the front fender, and less exposed rear struts in the boot. Now when launched, the Altroz will come with two engine options. It'll have a petrol and a diesel. The petrol is a 1.2 three-cylinder unit which makes a little over 80 horsepower and a little under 150 Newton meters of torque. Now in terms of engine capacity and output figures, it is more or less what the competition offers, so it's par for the course. The one we're driving here is the diesel, and the diesel is almost 1500cc. It's a four-cylinder unit and it makes 90 horsepower and 200 Newton meters of torque. So the output figures are more than what the Baleno delivers, but it is less than the i20, so it's more middle of the road, if you will. But on the road, this engine actually feels more than adequate. It's if you drive it between 1500 to 2000, 2500 RPM, it's quiet, it feels refined, and it has enough meat in its torque to just pull you along. Even when you drop under 1500 RPM, the engine doesn't feel dead. I mean, sure, the progress is slower than it is when the turbo is spooled up, but it doesn't feel dead or slow or lethargic. You can still have some amount of momentum going. But if you try and drive the engine hard, if you try to rev it, if you go over 3000 RPM and you rev it, then it gets noisy, and not just the engine, some plastic bits in the car also protested against that. Let me show you. Now I don't know whether you'll be able to hear it, but that's it. So we're now at about 2500 RPM. If we go 3, 4, 4.5. And you can not only hear the engine, but you can hear some plastic bits here making some noise as well. Not that you need to rev it. I mean, even if it's if you drive between 1500 to 2500 RPM, that's all you need. The gear shifts on the 5-speed gearbox are light. The clutch is light. The shifts aren't exactly super precise, but it doesn't take too much effort to use them. It has an alert throttle response all the same, and the power delivery, even with the turbo, is surprisingly linear, and it is a meaty power delivery. The car's acceleration won't make you go wow, but it keeps you interested and involved. It also comes with two driving modes, Eco and City. We prefer the City mode. Now, when it comes to ride and handling, you drive the car and it's immediately evident that this is a stiffer, newer platform. The Altroz is lighter than what Tata Motors is produced in. That automatically means the handling will be better as well. And so as a result, the ride on the Altroz, the low-speed ride, isn't exactly very plush. So when you go over small bumps or potholes at lower speeds, you can feel that firmness in the ride. But it does get better as you go faster and faster. And not just the ride, the stability of the car also doesn't get any worse with speed. So the car feels planted and stable, and now we're driving in Rajasthan. We've got these undulating roads, we've got these off-camber roads, and these, one-off odd jump that comes. And even at 3-digit speeds, it just feels flat and planted. So that's a good thing. Braking wise, it's got discs at the front, it's got drums at the back, but the brake feel, the progression, the power, all that is better than par for the course, if you will. So you can brake harder, you can brake better, you can modulate it better. And the steering, the only thing that's left out in the dynamics department, isn't full of feel. So it's not a very talkative steering, but it is a quick steering. It's less than 3 turns lock to lock, so the car responds almost immediately. If you want to, I'll show it to you. So you turn and there's hardly any delay in the way it responds. Like we said at the start, the Altroz, when launched in January, will compete against the Hyundai i20 and the Maruti Suzuki Baleno. Both very, very strong brands, well-entrenched brands in the hatchback space. And the Altroz actually starts off on a back foot. I mean, if you were to look at the spec sheets, you will find that this isn't as long as the other two. It doesn't sit on a wheelbase that's as long, and the ground clearance on this car is lower too. Now, what works in the Altroz's favor is, of course, its design. You'd want to buy it just for the way it looks. And it has spacious interiors. You can seat 5, you have a big boot, and it has a decent set of features as well. But for the Altroz to really work, it should be able to undercut the pricing of the Baleno and the i20. If it manages to do that, and by a significant amount, that's when the Altroz will be truly desirable.